also are live streaming here on Twitch. To start off our bout today, we'd like to actually take a moment of silence for those in our derby community that we have recently lost. If all the refs could meet in the circle, I think you're already there. And officials, this is both skaters and officials. We have, unfortunately this year, want to pay memory to Sophia from Pittsburgh, from Steel City, worked with PA All-Stars, referee R2 Deku, Silent Bob from Capital City Hooligans, Coco from Maine, Slay Wyatt, also from Capital City Hooligans, Gilly the Kid from the Wrecking Balls, Captain Left Hook, and Eric Terscale. Sorry, I said that wrong, I'm so sorry. I'm from Atomic Roller. Thank you for arranging that, Scully. Alrighty, so we are ready to get to the dirty action. I am Kiki Donchadero, and with me I have
Discussions in Pittsburgh with you all, joining from Lancaster, PA, from the Dutchland Rollers. Happy to be here.
Thank you so much for coming out. So today we're going to have the Carolina Wrecking Balls up against Disorder. We'll get a moment here and we'll run through our rosters, but it looks like starting out, we've got number 27 Jenny for Disorder, and number 11, Nunchuck to follow up
able to score those 8 points and allow Black and Wild to come back in and pass for a full 4. Carolina's blockers setting up. So they were able to for another 4. Just absolutely making every effort, taking advantage of this power line. Pittsburgh was able to call off the jam for the next play to end up punching for the point. Looks like that was a 9-0 jam for Carolina. That's brought them back up 12-10 for the win. Very physical game. We saw lots of blockers going in and out of the box. Just taking a few minutes, making sure we're clear to the penalty box, making sure the right skaters are on the track. After the initial timeout, looks like we have the referees clarifying the penalty box, pulling the bench coaches out to the box.
I believe that's who is making that clarification with our bench coaches. Okay, let's take this opportunity to run through our rosters really quickly. Wearing white with the orange and black accents, we've got the Carolina Wrecking Balls. Wearing the number 11, Number Chuck. Number 13, Brick House. 1633, Team Puppy. Number 18, Dr. Dreidel. Number 1813, Cosmic Chocolate. Number 185, Slim and Grits. Number 188, Nightshade. Number 29, Brick Tree. Number 3, Fight. Number 321, Street Spy. 33, Shug Your Mouth. Number 5, Essence Star. Number 52, Bang Boomerang. Number 63, Moody. Number 67, Burrito. Number 82, Toto. And number 87, Black and Wando. It's all the action there.
Nunchuck broke out for a quick pass around. Looks like they picked up 3 points and called it before Pincho was able to get back around.
Looks like we're going to get another timeout here. Maybe a team timeout.
So we'll take the time to go through our team disorder wearing our maroon jerseys. Number 0 is 0. Number 09 is MMR Nitro. Number 1618 is Gasolina. Number 17 Nobody. Number 19 Star Predator. Number 20 Kevin. Number 21 Ritter. Number 23 Soul. Number 29 Darko. Number 53 DeVito Desu. Number 15 Eramala. Number 6 Kill V Name. Number 69.
Party Pace. Number 55. Yeah, number 79. Columbus. Number
Number 83, Ethel. Number 9, Utopia.
And we apologize for our very American mispronunciations of these beautiful Spanish names. I will try to get some phonetic pronunciation so we can correct it. Already here we go. Ebenezer is able to break through the pack, not a jammer.
Another looking. They have to search it off. So bring back the times and times.
Zero packing, excuse me, number 20. Canadator packing, able to pick up 4 points before the end of the jam, which ran in 2 minutes. Back on an official timeout. Our skating refs and NSOs double checking the track conditions. Got the track repair team out.
That's great. Excellent.
Yay, you can hear us on the stream. Yay, thank you, Nitro.
For those of you just joining us online, we have the Carolina Wrecking Balls up against Disorder from Mexico. Currently score is 23-14 Carolina.
We've got 22 and a half minutes left in this first half. I was so excited. I thought we were going to get a pivot line start. This old Derby head loves when there's a pivot line start. Oh, look at that. Do we have number 75? Bicho is your lead jammer for Disorder.
We have a
Bicho keeping an eye out, sees that the star is back on Boomerang's head, taps those hips and calls off the jam. Getting some shout outs here in the live stream. from YA 440. Let's go Disorder. From Franchise for Life, Wrecking Balls Deep, son. Live stream, please don't make me sing anything. Juniors gave me a shout out that required singing and also using an Abraham Lincoln voice.
Numchuck breaks out as lead jammer for Carolina. He's free and clear coming around for his first scoring pass. Straight through the inside, Zero puts up a block, but Numchuck gets a track cut penalty, is headed to the penalty box.
Oh, so that's going to free Bicho from the penalty box. Now, we no longer have a lead jammer, so this will go for the full 2 minutes. I'm sorry, that was Ibermala, not Bicho. I'm stuck on the last jam.
Numchuck back in. We have both jammers in play. No lead jammer. They're going to be battling for points for the next minute.
Ooh, a nice hit there by number 19, Star Predator. Again, beautiful work there by Disorder Zero, just shoving Numchuck off the track. I have to say, this Disorder team has become a big fan favorite. This is their first MRDA sanctioned bout. They just became official, so we're excited to see what they do, get them here in the rankings.
It is incredibly exciting to be back in sanctioned tournament lands. Have teams coming not just from national areas, but international play right here in Pittsburgh, PA.
Heck yeah. Coming from far and wide. We're super excited for this.
It looks like that was a 16-6 jam for Team Disorder from Mexico. Really close game here. Both sets of blockers are really evenly matched. The jammers are really have to putting up some physical effort to get through these packs. That is exactly why we're sitting at 34-32. This is a really fun game and a really fun way to start out this tournament.
Hey, and you know, there is some traditions when it comes to lead changes in Derby. I'm just going to lead this as a segue that the bar at Pisa is now officially open. So if you need to get a beverage to hydrate with and take those shots of orange juice, shots of water, when there's a lead change, you can now go visit the bar at Pisa.
I don't know if anyone warned the bar, but I certainly hope they're ready.
Yeah, this is a long day of Derby here at the Pittsburgh Indoor Sports Arena. We're going to be here till probably 9-ish o'clock. We've got games pretty much every 2 hours throughout this day, and then we will back again tomorrow on Sunday, bright and early.
That rolling missile means we're back in the Derby. Both jammers lined up. The rest of the pack's at the pivot line.
Pivot line, pivot line.
And both our jammers did exactly that. They found the pivot line. Mexico's jammer heads to the penalty box. Carolina's on a power jam. Number 1013 is through his lead jammer. That's Cosmic Chocolate coming back around for their first scoring pass.
Cosmic Chocolate now on a scoring pass. One blocker to beat, going toe-to-toe with, that looks like that is Natopka. Natoka slowed up Cosmic Chocolate, but was able to shake her off. Picks up those points. Lead change.
Kevin Ader's back in for Disorder. They're up against the tripod for Carolina. Kevin Ader through for 4. Carolina trying to bridge through, but Kevin Ader made it far enough to make it out. Cosmic Chocolate calling off the jam before Kevin Ader can make it through.
So it looks like Cosmic Chocolate tried to call off the jam, but was no longer, or actually was assessed a penalty, so could not call off the jam. We are still rolling. Cosmic Chocolate in the box. This is now a power jam for Kevin Ader.
That was the jamming whistle. Kevin Ader were able to pick up another 2 points on that pass.
Ooh, that was beautiful by Bicho. Little dance there on the toe stops. Wide open on the inside lane. Gets out with ease. I don't think anyone even touched Bicho and gets lead jammer. Now, that was a power start because Cosmic Chocolate was still in the penalty box.
Bicho picking up another 4, coming back through for his 3rd scoring pass.
Bicho, little concern there, had a last hit by number 33, Shut Your Mouth. Shut Your Mouth went down and Bicho stepped out of bounds, looked to the ref to make sure that was a no pass, no penalty, and that he could keep going, skated away, and called off the jam.
I'd tell you one of the things I love about Derby is the mutual respect between teams. Bicho looking over at Cosmic Chocolate, they realized they were evenly matched, looked at each other, just called off the jam and said, you know what, we got it. We've got the points for this. We'll end it up set up for the next one.
Nice strategy there by Disorder. Caused a little confusion, started mid-track, rolled back as the whistle signaled the jam. But Black and Wild was able to earn lead jam status. Ooh, look at that apex jump there by Black and Wild. Discussions and I were talking about that earlier, about, the amount of apex jumps that will be seen today here in a Murda tournament.
I'm here for apex jumps. There's nothing quite like seeing a jammer who is able to clear a whole pack going through.
Well, looks like there might have been a toe stop out of bounds there. Black and Wild realizing that and has to return behind the furthest most blocker, but doesn't quite do it, doesn't realize that there's a Disorder blocker at the start line, gets called on a cut track, heading to the penalty box, and we have a power jam for Perversa. Perversa, sorry. So it looks like Perversa stuck behind a tripod of Carolina blockers. Again, Carolina in the white, Disorder in the red with black accents. Aversa coming up hot, swings those hips, gets stuck in a horde of wrecking balls, and the jam expires.
Looks like we're on timeout, Carolina. That last jam, you have to pay attention to the athleticism of Perversa up against a full team of Carolina blockers while her blockers were in the penalty box. That's never an easy situation for any jammer.
And I think this is an official review because I see coaches and captains out on the track. I am seeing a shout out here in the Twitch feed. Shout out to Coach Carter Away doing work. So, hey, if you're at home and it's still early and you're in the Pittsburgh area, finish this game, put your clothes on, and get out here to the Pittsburgh Indoor Sports Arena. We have lots of seats. We have lots of great derby. We've got merch from many of these traveling teams here. Help support them. Oh, I know that, again, Disorder came all the way to us from Mexico City. Let's help them with their travel expenses. Lane County are from Oregon. Carolina, we've got the Chicago Blues Brothers. We've got Austin Anarchy from Austin, Texas. So we've got a lot of folks who traveled from very far away. Come on out here on a Saturday afternoon and help support the MRDA, the Pittsburgh Roller Derby, and all these amazing teams here in our Dawn of the Derby Part 2, Electric Boogaloo.
I mean, if we have lots of WIFTA friends watching. I mean, if you're in the WIFTA Northeast region, you're within 8 hours. Get in the car. Come on. You'll catch the last game today. You can be here all day tomorrow.
Exactly. I mean, we do know everybody is so happy that Derby's back. Everyone's itching to play, so I know there's a lot of Derby action across the state. Some of our good friends who usually help us out have games this weekend and couldn't make it, so we miss them, but we know there's only so many bodies in Derby. So we just got a pantomime from disco to the box. Ooh, so it looks like this was an official review to discuss some contact that was committed by number 69 Party Boy. They're discussing the legality of it. Was it illegal and egregious? And think that we're just waiting for that official determination.
As always, one of the most important things about Derby that our officials are looking for is safety. That is at the top of everyone's mind with everything we do before we do everything else. So this is a very significant call. We want to make sure everyone playing Derby is safe. And of course, this is the very significant determination for both teams. The officials and the coaches are going to discuss in detail and determine exactly what happened.
So again, while we're waiting out this penalty, our next game will be at noon, and that will be the Chicago Bruise Brothers versus our host league, the Pittsburgh Roller Derby Undead. And again, discussions pointed out what the referees are looking for. And let's just give a big shout out to our referees and our NSOs. We literally could not do this without them. They are, you can skate around and hit each other, but there's got to be somebody to put down the law and order. Keep those stats.
Can't score points without a jammer ref.
Exactly.
Then you're just skating in circles.
There was this little trend for a while with short track derby, and I think they do it some places like just for fun, recreational, maybe a demonstration, and you were responsible for your own penalties, calling your own penalties, and your own points. But you only got 1 point when you passed the entire pack. So it was easy to count, but it was like, I got a point. Give me my point.
I have a feeling there was a lot less penalty box visits during that reign.
So it wasn't, if I recall from the couple practices I went to, it wasn't a penalty box visit. You did a lap. It was either 1 lap or 2 laps. So you just skated off, did a lap, and then rejoined the pack.
That feels like...
Call yourself. You had to be like, yep, I did it.
That feels like when I used to mouth off at the instructor during PE in middle school. I'd say something wrong, and then I'd have to run a lap.
Yeah.
I was really skinny in middle school.
So I see Scully out there. Scully is one of our crew head refs for this tournament. Having a little discussion there with Party Boy. Sometimes when you are a big, strong, aggressive blocker, sometimes your hits get a little carried away. You definitely then become the ref's eyes are then on you, so you do get called more harshly on your penalties. Oh, I love all the comments from the Disorder fans. I really wish I had a better knowledge of Spanish because I don't want to destroy these amazing shout-outs. Party Boy is perfecto dejalo on Hazil. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
And it looks like the determination has been made. Party Boy's been swapped out in the box. Looks like Party Boy's going to gear down and watch the rest of the game from the sidelines. Big hug from Zero as they wheel off. Again, never an easy call. That is, why we took so much time to determine exactly what was going on. But again, with Derby, safety is always the top priority. So there is a bit of a zero tolerance policy with illegal contacts. And that is why we made that determination.
Yeah, so that was apparently like a legal contact with the head. I believe that it was in the back of a skater, so it was egregious and being ejected. Oh, he hit a ref. Oh, unfortunately, so it was a hit to a referee, not another skater. So we're going to get back now. Party Boy is just out for this game. We will see Party Boy return in future games in the tournament. And we are back to the action. Ooh, look at that tripod there at the front by Disorder.
And number 55, Erbamala, jumping across the outside line, picking up lead jammer, followed closely behind by Boomerang.
Oh, and number 53 thought David Odasu thought that there should have been a cut track call. But no, the referees don't agree. Number 52, Boomerang, is your lead jammer, and it's scoring points. Oh, right now we are at a tie game, 48-48. Oh no, did I see Ibermala going to the penalty box? So this is a power jam for the Wrecking Balls.
Carolina still managing to hold on to that lead to this jam. Not quite shot glass moments yet. Airbamal is back in and immediately hits Carolina tripod. And they're bobbing and weaving, and keep Airbamal off. Doing a great job keeping him towards the back of the pack. Meanwhile, Boomerang's doing the same thing, just on the other side of the pack. Both sets of blockers doing an incredible job holding their jammers back. But Airbamal tiptoes around the outside, up on the toe stops, makes it through for 4.
Can we just talk about how Davido Dasu completely shut down Boomerang? Was basically in the pocket of Boomerang, just holding Boomerang back. And then number 18, Dr. Dreidel did everything he could to take out Davido Dasu.
And that was enough for Carolina Jammers to go ahead and play some offense. But that cleared up Airbamal to get through and score points. And we have a lead change, 56 to 55. Disorder takes the lead.
You know what? I think that we actually had a last-minute point there, and we are at a tie game, 56-56.
Oh, man, I'm just thirsty, I guess.
Disorder has the eye of the tiger out here. They're hungry for this. Oh, and we've got a foot race. And it looks like Bicho made it out of the pack first. Is your lead jammer. Killing a little time. And taps those hips to call it off.
Bicho taking a moment to exercise the Carolina team, try to wind them out a little bit for the next jam. Again, that's really fun about watching these tournaments. You see some really high-level strategy. Keep in mind, these teams are going to be playing the rest of the weekend. There's long-term goals to play for this whole weekend.
There is a sweet, obnoxiously large trophy that the winner of this tournament gets to take home. Nice work there by Kevinator. Kevinator using just the force of a blocker to get out of that pack and pick up lead jam status. Nice work there by Toto, doing everything to try to keep that bridge so that the Wrecking Balls were not out of play. But unfortunately, they eventually have to let Kevinator go. Kevinator picks up 4 points, while Black and Wild picks up 2. Kevinator in the lead goes ahead and calls off the jam. And what do we have this?
Lead change. Really impressive showing by Team Disorder on that. They even had a skater go out with an equipment issue for a tiny bit. That did not stop them from continuing to cycle and score points. Right here coming out, Boomerang takes lead jammer for Carolina. It's two blockers on 3 in the pack.
Yeah, Carolina taking full advantage that Disorder had multiple blockers in the penalty box. But Ibermala also taking advantage of the 2 Carolina blockers in the penalty box. So we've got 4 for 4 point matching. But one more scoring pass there from Boomerang. Boomerang calling off the jam. That doesn't stop Ibermala. You got to keep going.
score all those points through the fourth whistle.
Boomerang was able to call it off, Aramala was able to pick up points on that last pass, but 68-66, Mexico Disorder still keeping the lead, but that lead has been greatly diminished by Boomerang on that last jam.
Good question from the Twitch stream here. Lethal fifth. I'm curious what the penalty count is. That bot has seen a lot of action already. I will get with our NSOs, our stream team, and get them to bring up the whiteboard on this laptop up here for me so I can keep in line with our penalties. Yeah. We're all electronic at this tournament. Jam burglar, ref, NSO, announcer is going to make sure at the half to get the scoreboard and whiteboard information up here for us announcers so we can keep you abreast of what's going on. Looks like during this timeout, we've got both the jammer and a blocker in the penalty box for disorder. And as there's chatting on the track going on, again, we've had another lead change. Hey, Wix. We've got some amazing photographers here today. We've got Wix Pics. We've got Auntie Razzie. Happy to have Auntie. We've got Hit Squad here. Hit Squad makes amazing videos. If you ever see Hit Squad coming to your tournament or to your game, be sure to purchase a highlight reel. Lloyd and his team do really sweet highlight reels. If you have a best buddy on the track, get a highlight reel for you and your best buddy. I was trying to take donations to get a highlight reel for Jackson and Dragon Body, the dream team of blockers on the Undead. Lots of shout outs here. I see from Franchise for Life, Wrecking Balls Stick Together, Wrecking Balls Do Work. Lethal Fist says Jackson and Dragon are bullies. Oh, they're just so bad that you can't get around them. They're not bullies, they're doing their job.
I think the disorder shout-outs have intentionally got a little simpler. We just got one that says, "Go Kevinator."
Yes, thank you. I don't know, I think I might have to get one of my Spanish-speaking friends on the line to translate for me. One of my best friends at work is in Argentina. I think I might have to hit up Mariano and be like, please help.
Let's tie them into the broadcast. We'll get a little picture, simultaneous translation.
Yeah, there have been many work calls that he's called me in because his English is not great. And there are Spanish calls that I've been on that I'm desperately like, Mariano, help. I don't know what's happening.
Time to cash in some of those brownie points.
From rainbow, snail, ferret, fly like a leaf on the wind. And then followed by go wrecking balls. Ready, we are set to go here. This is a power start for the wrecking balls. Is that nunchuck? Numchuck solo on the track picks up lead jammer. I'm gonna bet we have a lead change. Nice attempt there. E-Shell throws a shoulder, but Numchuck shakes her off, picks up those points. We do have a lead change.
Brickhouse playing some great offense while they were in that power jam, destroying the disorder tripod, allowing Nunchuck through. But now Nahal's back on the track, trying to recover some of those points they lost during the power jam. Nunchuck's going to call it off and prevent that from happening, though, right after he scores 4 more points. That takes us to, looks like, 68-78. Carolina lead and a lead change.
That was a big change. We've got like 5.5 minutes left in this first half. Like, can you believe this is only the first half of the first bout of the weekend?
We've had a lot of action just in this first time. Multiple penalty box runs, multiple reviews, skater rejection.
Oh, and look at that.
Black and Wild right out of the gate.
Yeah, nice little hop on the outside to get that lead jam status. Woo! Impressive that Black and Wild stayed on his feet there. Nice work by T-Pup. Slides into and shoves Kevin to the outfield. While Disorder doing work and dragging Black and Wild all the way back into turn 4.
Both jammers get pushing out. Rare times you see clockwise derby.
Oh no, it looks like Black and Wild being called on a penalty. I believe that might have been a back block. So this is a power jam for Kevin Eater and the Disorder. Oh, forearm being called on Wrecking Balls. That sets Kevin Eater free. Picks up 4 points. It's time for a scoring run for Disorder.
Yeah, it looked like Black and Wild going to the penalty box caught Team Carolina a little off guard. You heard the corner ref screaming to reform and create a wall. They were still recovering from the last pass. That allowed Kevin Eater to make it right through.
And look at that, Kevin Eater going up against just 2 Carolina blockers. Picks up 4 more points. We've got a lead change. And just as both teams almost back to full contingency, the jam expires. Lead change, but again, a very small point differential. 2 points separating Disorder in the red and black from Carolina in the white.
Again, just what a treat. These close matches are the games you want to watch. And it's just a showing of the world-class play we have right here in Pittsburgh, PA.
You can tell these teams are so hungry and thrilled to be back out on the track playing derby, doing what they love. Oh, nice spin there, Ibarmala. Little pick and roll off of number 13. That number 13 is Brickhouse.
But I tell you what, Ebermal is trying to make every bit of that power start count, but Carolina blockers are just totally preventing that, doing exactly what they needed to do. They held him off just long enough for Black and Wild to make it back in, but Black and Wild scored another penalty, head back to the box. Disorder's back on a power jam. Carolina trying to regroup.
Ooh, look at this maneuver. But Disorder's got to be worried. Be careful. You can't keep rolling back too far, that would be a destruction of the Pac-12, and I do believe we might be getting one of those. But they've got number 667, Billy Goat, caught the goat.
Yeah, it looks like we had the Carolina blockers missed the pack scooting back on them, had a break back and a failure to reform, sending some Carolina blockers to the box. That freed up Erbalama to make it through for this scoring pass and another 4. But Black and Wild's back on the track, right behind Erbalama. He's going to try to come through and make some points, but that's the end of the jam.
And so close to breaking the century mark. At the expiration of that jam, 99 points. That's a big hand for Brickhouse. Back up on his feet.
And again, on the topic of safety, a big thank you to all our medics and EMTs out here volunteering their time, helping us out with this tournament.
Okay, and it does look like we had a score update during that brief timeout. Disorder has broken the century mark at 103. Carolina Wreckaballs at 85.
Rolling whistle means the start of Derby. Looks like this is one of the first clean starts we've had in a few jams. Nobody in the penalty box.
Alrighty, now we have less than a minute in the first half, but as you know in Derby, it's not necessarily about the period clock, it's about the jam clock. So there's an advantage to being the lead jammer. You can skate out as long as you want, or you can call it off.
There's Boomerang with lead jammer. He picked up lead on first pass, but the disorder blockers knocked him down, and he had to go through a pack a second time. It's going to make this pass even harder. And the disorder blockers just cycling through, making it through, but a huge offensive hit from T-Puff to allow Boomerang to pass. Gave him a little break, and now he's through for 4 again.
Yeah, that was some beautiful teamwork there from Disorder. I believe we had Echel, Mr. Nitro, and I believe that was Kilby Mame working together to just destroy Boomerang's scoring run.
Yeah, with international play, you have teams that have not played each other very often. So you'll see that it takes quite a bit for them to learn to understand how each team operates. And just like that, we're at intermission, but it looks like our teams have really started strategizing and understanding how to play against each other.
That's when your own team play really comes in. Play your own game, work your own strategy, and apply that to any team that you're going up against. Don't change who you are fundamentally to try to beat somebody else. Make them try to beat you.
And I tell you what, Team Disorder's really been doing it through the first half. They have had some really unique play, cycling blockers, getting up ahead, rotating through the whole pack. It's really showed some impressive Derby strategy, and it's why they're sitting here with the lead, 103-96 over Carolina.
Absolutely. And hey, before we go into this timeout, I just wanted to give a shout out specifically to our medics. We've got Deb Erzin, Jen McNamara, Emily Del Cerrone, and Josh Thomas. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you. Safety first, and you're out there as quick as it can be to help treat our skaters if they should need you.
taking over, it's burning. You're so stuck in your head, think I'm leaving. In your mind, I know that you're hurting. That I'll be there, yes, I'll be there. You and I, we can fly anywhere you wanna go. Find a place you can hide, we can make it on our own. Go along for the ride, to the stars, just follow. You and I, side by side, dancing in your halo. You and I, we can fly
just joining us in the second half. Team Disorder from Mexico City is leading over Carolina Wrecking Balls 103 to 96. Here comes the first jam of the second period.
Familiar lineup with number 11 Numchuck going up against number 75 B2. But Numchuck is your lead jammer. But Disorder definitely having an advantage in this jam, even with Numchuck being lead. Got 2 Carolina Wrecking Balls in the penalty box.
That's a 0-0 jam, but Nunchuck did call off in time to prevent any damage. Oh, looks like a... Looks like Carolina might have picked up 1 on that last jam. Last minute point coming in. Black and Wild up on the toe stops, picking up the lead. It's followed closely behind by Erbamala.
Both of these jammers are pretty darn speedy. Erbamala hitting the pack just as a Black and Wild being pushed off the track, losing a little bit of position here, gives Erbamala a chance to pick up 4 points. And Black and Wild, knowing that he's stuck, calls off the jam.
Black and Wild waited just a little bit too long for that call. Erbamala was able to sneak in with 1 more point on that pass.
Already, and here we go.
And here comes Kevinator, picking up the lead for Disorder. We have a star pass.
I think that's our first star pass of the tournament.
T-Puff got the star, but wasn't able to race around and pick up a point in time. They called it. Team Disorder playing good defense there. Disorder did pick up 3 points on their scoring pass.
So I know that we had some requests about penalties. Definitely seeing some heavy penalties here on both sides. For Carolina, we've got I believe that's Toto. Toto sitting with 5 penalties. And for Disorder, Davido de Su also sitting on 5 penalties.
And Bicho picked up lead jammer this pass, is hitting a wall, unable to pick up points on his first scoring pass. And Numchuck finally made it through, but Bicho called it off before he was able to pick up any points. 4 points for Team Disorder on that pass, though. Team Disorder doing a good job of just knocking the points up onto the board, calling off the jam and resetting. That's what's going to be the goal, to climb up the leaderboard when you're this closely matched against your opponent. Every little point counts at this level of play.
Ooh, late hit there on Davido de Su from Toto.
Erbamala broke out his lead. He had a comfortable lead, but as soon as he saw Black and Wild clear the pack, he sprinted. Was able to call it before Black and Wild made it through. Lot of effort on Black and Wild parts to clear the disorder blockers. But unfortunately, not fast enough to beat the call. Tight pack at the jammer line with Boomerang up against Kevinator.
Nitro. He's working on it. Okay. Thank you to the Twitch feed. Nitro and our stream team are working on getting the score back. The score is currently 111 Disorder to the Wrecking Balls 98. Kevinator with the star for Disorder, Boomerang, and jamming for the Wrecking Balls.
Kevinator hits it and quits it, picks up a single point against Zero, calls it in time to prevent Carolina from scoring. Again, just ticking it up slowly. That's what it's going to take.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, that was a 5 pieces of flair attempt at a calling off. Backwards sliding slowly and just tapping those hips. Now, you know, MVPs are awarded for these tournaments, and they have entrusted my announcer crew to do that. So we're taking mental notes of all of this.
Looks like that's T-Puff taking the lead for Carolina. The first time we've seen them come out as the jammer at the start. They've been playing pivot most of the game. They hammer through a scoring pass, pick up 4, and call it.
Was that just me, Disc, or was that the fastest pack I think I've seen so far? They were flying!
Again, Disorder really watching the opposing jammer and absolutely hammering forward to try to prevent the score. But a bit of a change of strategy from Carolina, putting the T-Puff in, really fast skater being able to deal with that. And it did not go unobserved. They were able to pick up that 4.
Absolutely, that's the high. Force them to play our game. We want to go fast. And now Disorder's like, no, we're going to counter that. We're going to slow you up. We're going to pin you behind our wall here. Ooh, a nice hit there by number 9. Topka. Ibermala out of the pack first, but I'm seeing a no pass, no penalty call, so not lead. Oh, it looks like we're seeing penalties everywhere. Forearms. Okay. Darko being called on a forearm, heading to the penalty box. Numchuck being penalty box. But wide open inside lane there for, is that T-Pup again? No, that is number 33, Shut Your Mouth.
Yeah, it looks like Dargo picked up a double call on that, got a forearm, and didn't leave the track, so they picked up an insubordination as well. They'll still have a minute in the box. We've got a team timeout for Disorder. It's like we've got a review coming in.
No, I can't.
We skate. Yeah, because we skate in a venue here in Vegas like this, and I keep having to keep it down. Yeah.
Nitro. I'm being asked if we could turn the volume down a little bit on our microphones. The skaters are having a hard time hearing the calls from the referees.
We'll see how the volume's like with this level. Again, we saw skater go off for insubordination on the last pass. I'll take the blame. I don't serve any penalties as an announcer, so if you guys want to make a penalty box up here for us, that's fine too. I'll take a chair. You want me to keep going? I love the sound of my own voice, so I'm the wrong person to ask if this is the right level.
Hello? What? Yes? Referees, is that better? Anybody who's. I think that's better. Thank you for the feedback. We appreciate it. So that we were in an official review there. There was a request from Disorder for a back block call on the white jammer. The referees got into their dazzle and discussed and agreed that it was a back block. So the Wrecking Balls jammer is in the penalty box, and Disorder will retain their official review.
Interesting situation there following that penalty. Both jammers starting from the box. I'm not sure too many teams have practiced side blocking in from the safety lane, but that allows time for number 33 to grab lead jammer for Carolina. Zero making that out inside block to prevent a pass from the Carolina jammer.
Ooh, nice stop there. It was almost a straightaway jump, not just an apex jump. by Shug Your Mouth. Shug Your Mouth hitting the pack hot, gets taken down by Zero and forces a jam call off. And this game is quite exciting to watch. Great, we have a 4-point difference. Disorder still in the lead, 118 to 114, and we've got about 20 minutes left in the half.
A lot of times when you have close match derby like this, you don't get the score up there. But this is a close, high-scoring game. Lots of action here. Again, we said it before, but if you're close, you should be making your way to Pittsburgh, PA to come watch this derby. This is world-class derby being played at the highest level.
Absolutely. You know, it's nice to watch it in your jammies, but it's not nearly the same as seeing this live and in action. I know we have track sounds, but the squeaks, the body hits, the thumps, we've got it all.
Kevin Ader made it their way through. They're not lead on this pass, but they're going to come in for a scoring pass now. Oh, a little bit of fake on the inside to go right and knock down the tripod. That picks up 4.
That was beautiful.
Great play. What an incredible fake out. And Carolina took it hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, Kevin Ader thought that there was an opening on the inside line, but Carolina doing a great job closing it off. Pushes Kevin Ader to the infield. Oh, another big hit to the infield there by number 16, 33, T-Puff.
Boomerang bobbing and weaving through the disorder blockers. But those blockers are fast, and they pushed them back out of bounds and ran them to the back of the pack.
Yeah, this disorder team, while they might be smaller in stature, they are so strong and so fast.
But don't let their size fool you. I have seen a number of blocks with Carolina full speed into a wall and just a dead stop on the toe stops. Just incredible athleticism on both sides.
Absolutely. I know that post the IHUD tournament in St. Louis, I started following a lot of these skaters, and they cross-train like crazy. Nice wall here by Disorder, doing everything they can to stop Nunchuck.
Nunchuck is on a mission, though, trying to use his power jam. But Disorder's not going to let him. Pushed out on the inside and run back. He's got to go through again.
Oh, and Nunchuck, feeling the slickness of this floor here at Pisa, slips up. Disorder takes advantage, rolls him back all the way into turn 2.
Yeah, Ritter absolutely taking a side block. I mean, Nunchuck's probably got a foot on her, and she absolutely threw him into the inside. This team Disorder is not to be underestimated.
Oh, and it looks like Bromance calling a forearm on Davido De Sou, which frees up Nunchuck.
Yeah, it looks like the strategy with this pack setup is just try to get the blockers off the track. We have less to deal with, and then maybe we can make it pass.
Exactly. Hey, how do you deal with Disorder? You send them to the penalty box.
That's one way to do it, I suppose.
Oh no, Zero being called out on a penalty, so we've got Do-si-dos, Domino Dessou back on the track. Big hit from number 13, Brick House. But both jammers still trying to find a way.
I'm a little concerned Nunchuck might have said something to Ritter because Ritter was just on a mission straight for him. Ritter was a single person wall just preventing Nunchuck from passing over and over again. Really a blocker to watch for the teams that are out here waiting to play their games.
And that's a note on our list of blockers to watch for MVPs. So again, lead change. Your beverage of choice, take a drink. Disorder, 124. Carolina Wrecking Balls at 126. So we're going to do a little penalty check here. So we're looking at the penalties here, and we definitely have some skaters in penalty trouble. Zero now sitting in the penalty box on his 6th penalty. Egregious back block? Okay. So there is some discussion in the penalty box. So it looks like we are going to see number 0, being ejected from the game. My understanding from Bromance was that was an egregious direction of play. So this actually will be quite detrimental to the Disorder team. 0 has been a force on the track.
As we look at the penalty box scoring, though, we see that 0's also been in the penalty box quite a few times. That might be an indicator for why the officials chose to identify that as egregious.
Oh, and nice work there by T. Puff. Slides past, kind of just gets a little bit of a hip around the Disorder blockers. Is your lead jammer.
T-Puff playing some offense, knocking Bicho to the outside as he makes a scoring pass. T-Puff through for 4. Bicho's still in their initial pass. The Carolina blockers really stepped up. See, Black and Wild, usually a jammer for Carolina, has switched to blocker. That seems to be playing in their favor.
Oh, T-Puff. Thought we were going to see some Matrix action there. T-Puff swung out of bounds on one toe stop, trying to stay in bounds, and just decides that it's easier to call off the jam.
And that's good enough for a 6-0 jam. 132 Carolina to 124 for Disorder. Again, just the slightest change in strategy for either team is enough to push that lead up. But at an 8-point lead, anything can happen with 14 minutes remaining.
Absolutely. 14 minutes left in roller derby. Oh, boy. If I were one to partake in adult beverages this early in the morning, I'd be done for the rest of the weekend. And there we go. Carolina, lead jammer for number 52, Boomerang.
Yeah, I'm not sure if FanDuel or any of the sports books take derby action, but if you bet on this game, I certainly hope you took the over for points because this is going to be a high-scoring game. Boomerang's already through for a scoring pass on the inside. 1, 2, 3. Looks like they passed 4 blockers and called it off. Disorder blocker being issued a forearm penalty right at the end. That looks like that was a 3-point pass for Boomerang, making that a 7-0 jam Carolina.
So from the Twitch feed, from Carolina, from Franchise for Life, Wrecking Balls, it's time to build that stack and cash out. Wrecking Balls do work.
Black and Wild through for Carolina. He's back on the track as lead jammer, making every use of it. But looks like Kevin Ader coming back from Disorder right behind him. Black and Wild's probably going to try to make it through and call it off. No, he doesn't call it. That lets Kevin Ader take an apex jump for 4. It's 4-4 jam so far. Black and Wild coming back around for another pass. It is 4 blockers v3 right now for Carolina. Black and Wild takes that pass, calls off the jam, making that an 8-4 jam for Carolina.
It looks like we are getting a Disorder timeout.
Again, these timeouts are extremely crucial for these teams. You see every little change in strategy they can make, making every difference in play.
Listen, I love a good chant. I was trying to follow it so I could get in on it because I love a chant. I was chanting along at a juniors tournament, and they were like, "Hey, the announcers, they need to be impartial." I'm like, I'm impartial. If the other team has a chant, I'll chant as well with that one too. I just like a good chant. I like a good parade. I like a good chant. Whistle starts the jam. Disorder at the front of the pack. And we've got Bicho. He's your lead jammer for Disorder. It looks like E-Shell dragging back T-Puff. Well, Bicho on a scoring run. Bicho trying to take full advantage of this blocker stall on the Carolina jammer. T-Puff trying to run this pack fast, but the Disorder blocker is able to meet that speed and just swarm around T-Puff. Carolina trying to send in some offense there. But great teamwork by Ibramala. And Bicho sneaks on that inside line, picks up another 4 points.
T-Puff removed the star from his head, but wasn't able to make the pass. That probably has a lot to do with their pivot being in the penalty box.
Bicho with 4 more points. And T-Puff just completing their initial pass.
Well, they faked the star pass. They removed the star from their head, made their way through. Beecho wisely calling off the jam before T-Buff makes it back.
Absolutely. Just get those couple points. Don't worry about getting all four. Call it off. And we went from a 20-point lead to a 5-point lead from the Carolina Wrecking Balls.
All it takes is one good jam. I've seen jams in the score range of 30s, and that'll flip a game on its head faster than you can say Carolina Wrecking Balls.
Ooh, but Carolina answers right back and shoots Boomerang out of the pack on that outside lane. Lead jammer.
Boomerang just hitting the Disorder tripod and coming to a complete stop. Really impressive blocking going on.
Oh no, the announcer curse. Kevin Ader being called on a forearm, heads to the penalty box. This is a power jam for the Wrecking Balls.
The truth is, if I noticed it, the refs probably noticed it before me, and that's going to be shine a bright light for any sort of penalties that were enacted.
Oh, a nice hit there by, I believe that was Eshell. Eshell also doing some amazing blocking out there. I feel like if I was skating and in a wall, I'd want to be paired up with Eshell.
That would mean you'd have to keep up with them, though. So I don't know if you want that.
I retired 5-6 years ago. I definitely could not keep up at this point. But pre-bout, I was sitting on the bench, and Denny Darko said, come skate. I was like, yeah, you don't want me.
Yeah, we might have agreed to that before we saw the play today.
Yeah. Both of these teams with the fire, and it is Kevin Ader with the lead jam. Goodness gracious, this pack is flying. Kev in control, speeds up that pack and calls it off. Keeps the score 0-0. 10-point lead for the Wrecking Balls with a little less than 7.5 minutes in this game.
It's really interesting watching the different team strategies and how they communicate with each other as well. Carolina, an extremely vocal team and coaching staff, whereas Disorder seems to be communicating only with eye contact. And quite frankly, it is incredible because they seem to all know where each other all are at the same time, what plays to do. They must have developed some sort of blink sequence that communicates the play.
Oh no! I believe that. Okay, I thought Beecho was being called on a penalty, but no, Beecho is lead jammer. Beautiful opening there. Big hit on Black and Wild. Oh, but Beecho being called on an elbow.
Yeah.
Beecho doesn't agree. Beecho thinks
he's indicating his shoulder. He doesn't think he thinks that was block and play. Numchuck's still up against the blockers, and they are making him work for it. This is a fast pack. But he squeezes through on the inside, picks up 4 points. The entire Carolina pack playing offense to try to get Nunchuck through, but it is not helping.
Nice penalty kill there by Disorder. Slow things up just enough to get Beecho out of the penalty box. Nice little London bridge there. Beecho slid underneath his teammates, got out of the pack, picked up 4 points. We still have a 10-point differential here. But Numchuck is stuck behind that wall while Beecho picking up more points.
I mean, we've talked about how physical the blockers are for Disorder, and It is very clear that the Carolina Jammers are suffering from that, being up against that the whole time. That takes a lot of energy. Looks like that was an 8-5 jam for Team Disorder. Still a 7-point differential between the two teams. Carolina 160, Disorder 153.
Whistles upon whistles upon whistles.
Lots of discussions going on at the bench. Skaters scrambling for the jam starting whistle to make sure they're on the track.
You know, and I think we managed to miss. We had a foul out from Toto for Carolina wrecking balls. But the penalties are racking up. Oh, we're seeing some of our Disorder friends here in some penalty trouble. Carolina also have some skaters sitting on 4 and 5 penalties. Oh, in the last 4 minutes, 45 seconds. Could be a game changer if we lose some of these blockers to penalties.
I think that's what's happening right now.
Okay, so there was a little bit of a discussion. Crew head ref Scully signaling that we are back to the action. Ooh, and on that outside lane, dancing on the toe stops is Boomerang. Boomerang, your lead.
Yeah, Boomerang picked up a track cut on that pass, head to the penalty box. That frees up Kevinator for Disorder.
Little jammer do-si-do. Kevinator into the penalty box. Boomerang into the penalty box. Kevinator leaves. Boomerang leaves. Disorder with a full complement of blockers, all swarming Boomerang. Well, it's a one-on-one showdown there by Brick House with Kevinator. No love for either of these jammers.
Oh, a quick star pass over the top from Team Carolina.
Last attempt there by Ibermala, but we see number 33, Shut Your Mouth, get out of the pack, put that star on, and jump the apex. Great defensive recycling there by Disorder and Ibermala. Nice work there by Shut Your Mouth. Saw daylight, ran up that inside line, picks up 4 points, increases the lead here for Carolina.
Some last-minute penalties. That jam ran the time. Looks like it's an 8-2 jam for Carolina. 168 to 155, Carolina leading.
It looks like Disorder is calling a timeout.
2 minutes 20 left on the game clock. Every bit counts. It looks like we got a 13-point lead to Team Carolina. That is just one jam away.
I don't know. As the announcer, I probably shouldn't hold my breath for the next 2 minutes and 20 seconds, but it's going to be really hard. I'm going to bite all my nails off, maybe pull out some hair.
It's important to remember, too, that this is the 10 a.m. game. Imagine what the 2 o'clock game is going to be like.
So much derby. early in the morning and such a performance early in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, these teams still have like 5 cups of coffee to go. Imagine what happens after that. I'm expecting to see people flying over the top of each other.
Exactly. I want to know what pre-workout they use. Maybe get some sponsorship. Like, hi, look at what I did at 10 a.m. in a roller derby tournament in a completely different country. That's the best pre-workout ever.
I'd buy that powder.
Absolutely. Oh, and look at that. Number 75, Bicho is your lead jammer. Davido Dasu going one-on-one with Cosmic Chocolate. Cosmic Chocolate being sent out on a penalty? I didn't see what the penalty was. So this is a power jam for Disorder.
I don't think many people did. It took a second for Bicho to realize he was on a power jam, and now he's all in. There's 4 more points on that pass. They're chipping away at this lead.
Yeah, it looks like that was a cut track on Cosmic Chocolate.
Bicho through the middle meets Carolina. That's another 4.
Oh my God, we have a 1-point game. I'm literally biting my nails.
Through on the outside for Bicho, another 4. That means Team Disorder's picked up the lead on this pass.
And the crowd goes wild. Cosmic Chocolate has been raced in the penalty box. Bicho just keeping his eyes and called off the jam.
A 20-4 jam for Team Disorder. All thanks to Bicho and the amazing blocking crew out in that pack. That brought us up to a 175 game for Team Disorder, 175 to 172, and a lead change.
Oh my gosh. We have 42 seconds left. We're going to get one jam in here. This is literally going to go down to the very last second. Again,
The first game of the first day. Everyone's still taking off jet lag. This is the least ideal condition and just the utmost level of play.
Friends, I can't lose my voice in the first game.
All right, we're gonna have to break out the lozenges if it's gonna be that kind of week.
Exactly. Where's the throat coat tea? So we're getting lots of interaction on the Twitch feed. Oh, we've got Go Bicho! Balls, we got this. Bicho for president. Balls deep. And again, I'm gonna butcher this. Buen partido. I do like the Bicho for president. Wrecking balls deep, son. So this literally is going to come down to the last jam in this first bout of the day. Yeah, we are gearing up for the next bout here, which will be Pittsburgh Roller Derby Undead taking on the Chicago Ruth Brothers. Look at that, Jackson geared up, ready for his next game, out there doing track maintenance. And the whistle sets us off for this what could be final jam of this first bout.
And quite unusual for this game. It was a clean start, all skaters on the track. But that didn't last long. Carolina blocker going to the penalty box.
Bicho was pushing that Carolina wall forward, gets taken just slightly off the track, has to recycle back to the jam line. But Disorder in full control of Boomerang. Oh, we waited for bated breath. We heard a penalty, and we were like, please don't let it be a jammer penalty. I'm so intently watching this. I apologize. I'm not seeing. Both of these jammers still on their initial pass. Both blocking contingents just at a crawl, in complete control.
That's it. Bicho picks up the lead.
Lead jammer. But look at Bicho, how hard he worked for that. And tapped the hips.
Unofficial score, Disorder 175, Carolina 172. Just all of the Disorder fans absolutely on their feet, screaming, clapping, cheering.
Holy bejesus! That was insane for the first game of the day. Look at how excited Disorder is. Again, remember, this is their first sanctioned MRDA game. They just became a MRDA member team. So this is extra exciting for them. But holy Moses. Who has the smelling salts? I'm ready to pass out. Discussions. Is the score official? Are we officially official?
I think we're officially official. Carolina 172, Disorder 175. Disorder wins our first game at Dawn of the Derby, Part 2.
Woo! New announcers, we're on the balcony, so I'm giving high fives from up here.
Air 5!
High fives! Woohoo! Congratulations! High fives! Wow, and Carolina fought for the very last second. This was an insanely exciting bout. If you weren't able to join live, be sure to jump onto our YouTube channel. We will post this as well. And let's hear it for the Carolina Wrecking Ball!